Hey, today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the brand new Reto Pano camera. I'm going to tell you what it is, we're going to review the specs, I'm going to show you how to load it, how to unload it, we're going to share a bunch of sample images, talk a little bit about the shooting experience and whether or not this camera might be right for you. It's a lot of information, so if you want to skip around to a specific topic, I've got everything timestamped in the description. This is not a sponsored video. I paid for this myself, only $34.99 on Amazon. So what is the Reto Pano? It is a brand new super compact 35mm point and shoot camera. The back of the camera is identical to their Kodak Ektar H35N camera, but functionally it reminds me more of the Reto Ultra Wide and Slim camera, which was patterned after the Vivitar Ultra Wide and Slim from the 1990s. Now the Reto Pano includes two features that are not on the Ultra Wide and Slim, which really open up the creative possibilities for this new camera. Number one, it's got a built-in flash, which the Ultra Wide and Slim does not have, which pretty much relegates the Ultra Wide and Slim to being an outdoor camera. The second thing this Reto Pano has is a little switch on the top that will take you from standard 35mm full-frame shots to a cropped panoramic shot. Now it is not a true panoramic camera because it doesn't expand your shot past a standard full-frame, it actually makes it smaller. In this case, instead of the standard 24x36mm shot, this camera crops your vertical dimension to 14.9mm. Again, giving you a panoramic look without technically being panoramic. Let's take a look at the specs. It's got a 22mm 2-element acrylic lens. It's got a fixed aperture of f9.5 and a fixed shutter speed of 1/100th of a second. It's fixed focus from about 4 feet to infinity. There's a built-in flash powered by one AAA battery. It's got manual wind and rewind. And since it's all plastic, it only weighs 93 grams. With all these fixed features, it's essentially a 35mm box camera. There's really only two things you need to decide on. Number one, whether or not to use the flash, and number two, what film stock to use. I chose Fuji Xperia 400. Let me show you how to load it. Okay, you open the little latch on the back here. You push this down. I've got my 36 exposure roll of Fuji Xperia Extra 400 here. We're going to pop that in the empty battery chamber. We're going to push that back in there. There we go. Now we're going to pull some of the leader out. And you can see on the empty spindle here, there's a little slot. We're going to line this film leader up with the slot. We're going to go ahead and insert that there. And now we're going to use the little winder at the bottom to wind on just a little bit. We're going to make sure we catch some of our sprockets onto these little gears. We advance that. Looks like it's coming along good. We're going to close that up. Take a look at the little wheel here. And if you wind on, that should turn. If that's turning like it is now, we know that we've loaded it correctly. On the top, we're going to press our shutter button, wind again, and we're going to do that again because this is still film leader. We look in the counter, we can see that, so we're going to press it again, wind on, and you're going to do that until you see the number 1 in the counter. Loading the battery for the flash is easy too. Battery covers on the bottom, we're going to push in the direction of the arrow and pop that open. We've got our single AAA battery here. The positive is going to go facing out. We're going to push that back in. And we're going to open up that lever to the flash position. We'll look on the back, make sure our red light is on. If it's on, we know we've loaded it correctly. Alright, you've loaded the film, you've loaded the battery, now it's time to shoot. And shooting couldn't be easier either. Remember, this is fixed focus, so you don't have to half press the shutter or anything like that. You just hold the camera steady and hit the shutter button. If you're using flash, slide the front lever over to the flash setting, wait for the red indicator light to come on, and take your shot. One big tip here is to keep your fingers out of the way. This is a 22mm lens, which is really wide. So if you hold the camera like this, you're guaranteed to get your fingers in the shot. I like to hold it from the top and bottom with my fingers way out of the way so I don't end up with shots like this. Alright, you've seen how to load the film, load the battery, and take the shots. Now it's time to unload the film. Okay, we can't wind anymore, so we're at the end of our roll. We're going to go ahead and push this little rewind button in with our fingernail. Now we're going to pull this little lever out, our rewind lever, and we're going to wind in the direction of this arrow, which is clockwise. And there is a fair bit of tension on this. We're going to keep winding. Now it's flowing very freely, so we know we've reached the end of our roll. So it's safe to open up the back of the camera, so we're going to go ahead and pop the latch open here. And then we can pull the winder out, give it a tap, and our roll is ready to be processed. Okay, now it's time to see what these images actually look like. For a lot of these scenes, I took a standard full frame shot first, and then a panoramic crop shot so you can get a good comparison of what the two different modes look like. So sit back, relax, and enjoy 4 minutes of Chicago, Illinois on Fuji Xperia 400 in the Reto Pano camera. So as far as the shooting experience of the Reto Pano camera is concerned, again, it couldn't be easier. You don't have to set the aperture, you don't have to set the shutter speed, you don't have to focus, you don't even set the ISO. You just literally point and shoot. The results are a lo-fi dream, exactly what you would expect from an all-plastic camera with a plastic lens. Heavy vignetting, some distortion, soft focus, it's all there. If you're a fan of that heavy vignetting like I am, you may want to stick to the standard full-frame mode, because when you switch over to that panoramic mode, it really crops out most of the vignetting that you get in the corners. Now, as far as that panoramic mode is concerned, I have heard some people argue that it's not a lot of point to it because you can just crop your photos in post, and that is true. But one cool thing about the Reto Pano camera is when you switch into the panoramic mode, not only does it mask off the film gate, but it also masks off your viewfinder. So you get a panoramic view through the finder too. And for me at least, that really caused me to see and think differently when I was composing my shots, something that you wouldn't get if you just cropped your shots in post. So is the Reto Pano camera right for you? Well, maybe. Like any camera, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for high resolution, tack sharp images from edge to edge with no distortion or vignetting, well, this may not be right for you. If you want to take close-up macro shots or fancy portraits with blurred out backgrounds, again, this camera might not be the right choice for you. But if you're brand new to film photography and want an easy camera to start with, or you just don't like fiddling with a lot of settings, and you love that grungy lo-fi vibe, then this camera might be just what you're looking for. If you want to pick up one of these cameras for yourself, I've got links to all the different colors of the Reto Pano camera in the description. And if you want to find out about more cool cameras like this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel where I now have over 430 free videos all about film photography with many more to come. Until next time, do some good, have some fun, and shoot some film.